And welcome to Self Love Lunch Break with me, Diana, your sacred self love coach. Do let me know where you're joining from. Let me open my chat here so that I can see when you come online. Let me know where you're from, what time it is, what it's like where you are, and also let me know what you think of our topic. Awake in August, getting more woke in life. And what does that mean? Well, to me, the way that I see it is it's about getting free. It's about becoming aware of what our attachments are, where we might be stuck, um, knowing what we're all about, and living in consciousness. So being alert, being awake. And as I said on Tuesday, I picked on a nice little slang word, woke. So let's get more woke about who we are. And if you're here on Instagram, then give me a wave. If you're here on YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, then pop me a comment in the chats. I love hearing from you. I love hearing what you think about these topics. So, as I said, getting woke is about getting free. Getting free. Isn't that what we all want? We want to live our true self. We want to express the essence of who we are in freedom and be who we are and be the best versions of ourselves. We hear all the time these days, live your best life, living my best life. What does that mean? To me, it means living in complete awareness, living mindfully, knowing self and knowing my world and knowing what's going on around it and knowing what I bring and what I choose to bring, what energy I choose to share, and what I am creating with all of that. For me, it's such a big thing to live consciously, to live in awareness, to live awake. One of my very good friends always says that I'm very awake and that not everybody's awake, and she is too. And it is just an amazing um, connection to have with someone who's at that level of awakeness, for want of a better word. It's like living intentionally, living consciously. So, what brought me to the whole idea of this awake in August was obviously my passion for that, and then looking at the different factors of who we are, as I always do, break it down into body, mind, emotions, and soul. So today is Body Boss Babe. And for everyone out there, babe is not a gender based title that applies to everybody. So if you want to be a body boss babe, then listen up. I've got some ideas. I've got some ideas on how to be more awake in August and in the realm of your physicality, your body. And we're going to talk about the importance of it. So the whole thing about body boss, why I came up with body boss, is the thing, who is the boss? So who's the boss of your world? Who's the boss of you? Remember when we were kids, I remember playing with my sister, and then we'd have an altercation or something, and one of us would say, well, you're not the boss of me. And that's kind of where I'm going with this today. It's like, who is the boss? Are you making conscious choices for yourself and your life? Or are the urges of your body bossing you around or leading you by the nose, for want of a better term? Because our physicality is fantastic, that we have all these fantastic senses and feelings, and it's the senses, really, those five senses that are so powerful. But are we going to let that drive us and guide us? Because if we do, we're in trouble. And that's where things start happening to us, like, oh, I can't believe that happened. But it's when we're following urges rather than acknowledging urges for what they are and being the master or the mistress or the goddess, the creatrix of this world, including your body. So, for example, if you had to just follow your taste all the time, you would eat. There are so many things that appeal to the taste. And in fact, what happens is science has shown this, that our senses shift over time. So, for example, the more refined sugar you give to yourself, the better you keep wanting more because you crave it, you want more, of that taste. Cut sugar out for a while, refined sugar out for a while, and if you try it again after a month or two, you'll find that it actually burns your mouth. So it's very interesting because by cutting it out, you become more aware of what it's really doing. Um, Hello, Ifan. You say you cannot see anymore. I hope that sorts itself out. I'm checking my connection. Everything seems perfect on my side. So hang in there. I hope you can see me again. So yeah, so back to the urges. If you had to follow your sense of touch, your physical urges, sexual urges, that's where people end up in liaisons or relationships that they don't want to be in because they're just following an urge all the time, or they get themselves into trouble. People who commit crimes are following urges as opposed to sitting back and thinking things through, or um, feeling things through and owning themselves and being in charge. Not all people, as some people commit crimes very, very, um, what's the word I'm looking for, on purpose. Anyway, I went blank there. so, so the key here is to, in order to be this body boss babe, is to know your body. Know your body. And I've said this so many times before, and I'm going to keep saying it until I take my last breath. You are the love of your life. You are the love of your life, and you deserve your own time and attention and effort. So, just as you would do with a new lover or a new best friend or a new baby, time, energy, effort, and attention is required. So, to really, really become the, the boss, body boss, babe, to become body boss, you need to know what you're doing, and that takes commitment. And that's every day. That's not something that goes away. I'm glad I used the example of a baby because when you are a parent and you have a new baby, that's it. For the rest of your days, you are a parent. Whether you're active in their life or not, you're still a parent. You're a parent to another human being. And it's very much the same as your body. So whether you're actively taking the role of body boss or not, you're in your body. So I'm saying get into the role of body boss. Get to know your body. And what does that mean? That means a big one is listen. Listen to your body. Feel things out. What works, what doesn't work. When it comes to um, food, when it comes to hydration, when it comes to exercise, when it comes to anything related to your body, um, sex, all of it, whatever has to do with your physicality, listen to your body. Feel it out. Figure out what works and what doesn't work. Um, so get connected. Give it the time. Give it the energy. Give it the attention because it is your body and it's not going anywhere. And and here's the thing: it will eventually go somewhere. That's when we croak, when the end comes. That's when it'll go. My big question is though, how do you want to feel today? How do you want to feel tomorrow? How do you want to feel right now? And that's where this comes in. That's where being body boss babe comes in. Because it's all very well to say, I will listen to my body tomorrow, or I'll give time to figuring out how my body works tomorrow or next week. And then next week becomes next week, becomes next week, becomes next week. And then by the time you do croak, it's because of the fact that you're not body boss babe. It's because of the fact that you were following urges and that your body basically ran out of control, probably got ill and started to decay faster than necessary. So I encourage you, how do you want to feel today? How do you want to feel on all of your todays? Because it's about right now. That's where the decision comes in. And so that's where those moments of decision come in. And it's moments, literally moments, where there's an urge and then you get to decide. And so I just want to break down, I've got some steps. Um, oh, so that basically it's about what action you take. What action are you going to take in every single moment that will support you being the body boss babe and not being the slave to the urges? Okay. So the first step is when you give that time and that attention and that energy to anything, you're going to end up falling in love. So this comes with a warning. You will fall in love with your physical form. Yes, you will. Why? Because it is a big collection of miracles. This is a miracle that houses a million, more than a million miracles. And they're happening, they're active miracles every single day. Hi, Wani. Yes, the decisions become easier and the time between them grow longer. Yes, absolutely. So those decisions that might seem hard at first because that urge is so strong, like that urge is just there and you're like, oh yes, I want that when you pause and you've been listening to your body and feeling it out, the decision that's right for your body will come easier. Exactly. Thanks, Juanita, for that. Thank you very much. Um, and then, so that's about taking action. That's about taking right action. That's about once you've fallen in love with this amazing miracle that you live inside of, it's about taking the right action. And the flow of this is quite simple. What you want is a result of how you feel. How you feel is a result of what you're thinking. The quality of your thoughts is a result of what you're doing with your physicality. And so the starting point is physical. The starting point is body boss. Work with your body first. I'm sure you have beautiful dreams and desires and visions for your life. And there's so much in this world that says, take action, do it now, follow your goals, go for it, go for it, go for it. Yes, you know that I support that. Yes, 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 go for it. However, if you are going for it and you're being owned by the urges of your own physicality, which means this is what I think I want, this is what I feel I want, this is what I feel like, but it's urges, means that you will be led by your nose and you'll be going, going, going for it, but you won't necessarily be making any real progress until you can Godex your own being fully and embody who you are at ethereal soul level fully, then whatever you achieve on the outside is going to be momentary. It's not going to hold deep value for you. And even if it is huge and amazing and wonderful, it either will not satisfy you or it won't last. That is the bottom line. The mastery, that word is so gendered, but mistressry is here. It has to start here. This is where it counts, is with yourself. And this is where sacred self-love comes in. So the first place to start is your body. Get to know your body. This is where you live. Get to know your body. Choose correctly. And that's that thing that I said takes time, energy, effort. Start paying attention, start listening, start watching what works and what doesn't work. What helps me to think clearer? What helps me to think quality thoughts? What helps me to feel more positive and uplifted? It all starts in your physical being. So, for example, for me, first thing in the morning, I start my days with certain practices. They involve physical, they involve mental, they involve emotional. Yes, I cover all of them. I have to include physical though. If I don't, I see what happens as a result. I see the repercussions. There are always repercussions. For every action, there is a reaction. We all know that, right? So let's choose our actions. Let's choose our actions. So back to the body, and why we start with the body, because our physiology affects our thinking. Our thinking affects how we feel, and how we feel results in who we are and what we have in life. Bottom line, that's universal law, and we've seen it time and time again in our own life. I encourage you just think about your life, and you'll see examples. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's start with our body, and let's get to body boss stage. So how does that work? Whatever you do, just do something. Don't think about it too long. Don't let thought, I'm going to talk about mind on Tuesday. Don't let thought jump in and control the situation, because so often what happens then is you've bypassed owning your physicality, you've bypassed body boss, your thoughts get involved and all the fears come in. And then you procrastinate. And then you've just gone through another day where you haven't become body boss babe. So don't think too long. Just do something. Try something. So when it comes to exercise, try and exercise. See how it works for your body. Give it a go. Give it a go for a week. When it comes to time, I've recently joined my friend doing the 5 a.m. club. I've always been a 5 a.m. person, but I've shifted my stuff around a bit. And I've started with the physicality. And I've remembered the importance of this. I've remembered, oh yes, this is why you start with body first. Absolutely wonderful. I'm loving it. Tried it amidst much resistance, let me tell you, because I used to start my day with my emotional work and my meditation. So I was very resistant to shifting it around a bit and pushing my physical stuff first. And yet I've done that. I've tried something new. And what happened? It works. It works like a bomb. My body has responded. As a result, my thoughts have shifted. As a result, my emotions have shifted. And the result is I'm getting more results. It's working. So that's what I mean by listen. Listen, watch, pay attention, see what works, see what doesn't. That's also up to you though. I mean, I tried it. If it hadn't worked for me, I would have tried something else. Or I would have gone back to what was actually working. And it was working for me at a level. And now I see that this is now working for me at another level. I'm at a whole new level, which is wonderful. So try something. Just try it. And then do the pay attention thing. Do the listening thing. Listen to your body. The same applies for food. Um, this week I ate meat for the first time in months. And I needed it. I just felt like I needed it. My digestion struggled a bit with it after I ate it. However, the rest of me felt a little bit of a pump in a different type of energy. I feel that I will not be doing it again on a regular. I'm quite happy with my flexitarian life, bordering on vegetarian most of the time, 98% of the time. However, every now and again, if I need to, I'll listen in, I will feel in, and I will give my body what she's asking for. So it comes to food, it comes to, and as I've said before, it is a lifelong commitment. But that's the point, lifelong. We take these words, a word like lifelong, and it feels like forever. Well, it is. But when is forever? Forever is right now. How do you feel in your body right now? Do you feel energized? Do you feel healthy? Do you feel capable? Do you feel ready for whatever comes at you? Because how you feel right now is your forever. The only thing we have is right now. And so right now, you can take the action towards a better right now in the next one, and the next one, and the next one. We have moments. So let's make them work for us. What else did I want to tell you today? Yes, so I've touched on that. Changing your physicality equals changing your mentality, which equals changing your emotional, which brings you closer in touch with your true essence. Let us not forget that. That's what I'm always going on about. Sacred self-love. Getting in touch with your true essence, the deepest part of who you are, your inner self. Juanita, the one body we have is this one. Yes, exactly. Exactly. For all we know, I mean, I love the idea of us, the fact that we are eternal beings, the fact that we could potentially reincarnate. Fantastic. But right now, right here, what we know beyond a shadow of a doubt is that this body is the one. And Juanita, thank you. That brings me back to you are the love of your life. I am the love of my life. And I certainly want to love my physical form with giving it good nurture and care, TLC, the attention that she deserves. How amazing is that? Yes, this body is the only one I have. And let's look at people who can and do all sorts of cosmetic surgery, and I'm not against it per se. I choose not to do it for myself, and a lot of people choose to do it. And I was just having this conversation with Cornelius yesterday because we were playing around with filters on Snapchat, so much fun. And I showed him a picture and I said, "Oh, I don't look like myself in this, but it's actually quite pretty, even though it's very much not looking like me." And then I said to him, "Oh, that's like a few lip fillers and an eye tuck. Those were I said, that's like a few lip fillers and eye tuck." And then I was like, "But it never ends up looking like the picture." And that's the thing. So often we can try reaching for external solutions to our internal desires, and it never ends up looking quite like the picture. So for me, it's all about going within, giving yourself the time and attention that you deserve, because this is your one body. This is where you reside, and your true essence is within you. So give yourself the time, give yourself the attention, go within, find your answers, find what works, and become body boss babe. So that's it. I think, oh, one more thing. Remember I said just do something, just try something. So I heard something the other day, or I read it in a study. I'm not sure if I heard it from somebody or if I read it. But they've done studies. Oh, I think it was in The Game Changers on Netflix, which is amazing, by the way, if you're interested in a different kind of eating, and if you're interested in nutrition and what plant-based eating can do for you, have a look at The Game Changers. It's amazing. But yes, when we exercise, when we work out and we think we're done, when you kind of get to the end and you're like, oh, I've been doing these like arm things and I can't do another one. I'm done. They've done a whole lot of studies on a whole lot of people. At that point, you still have 40% left in you. You've only actually reached 60% of your ability. So at that point where you think, I'm done, I can't do another one of these push-ups or whatever it is you're doing, remind yourself about the 40%. Remind yourself about the 40%. And that comes to urges, because that's an urge to stop. You can apply the same thing to eating. Like, oh, I want more, I want more. You might already be 40% past capacity. There's All I'm saying is there's often, usually, most of the time, a gap between what we perceive with our senses and what is actually going on in our body. So that again says more about that listening thing. And I just realized while I was talking, it wasn't on the Game Changers that I heard that. It was on one of the Mind Valley um, programs that Vishen Lakhiani was talking about. I believe it's called, no, I don't know what it's called, but it's about bodies. So yeah, I've been doing all this research about physical bodies and what we're made of and what we can and can't do. And yeah, it's amazing. Have a look at Mind Valley and have a look at the Game Changers on Netflix. So that brings me, I've kind of covered all the things that I wanted to cover, but very importantly is when we take the time to connect to our inner selves, to our true essence, to who we truly are at the core, our urges are not in charge. Our soul is in charge. Our inner self, our higher self is in charge. That's when we become body boss babe and we choose right for our bodies. So keep up the self-love. Keep up the sacred self-love. Give yourself the time and attention that you deserve, because you are the love of your life and this is your only body. No matter how much you might try and change it with surgery and special clothing and who knows what else, this is your body. Love it. You deserve it. You matter. Keep loving yourself. And I really, really thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. It's been fantastic having you here. And I will be back on Thursday with, I'm just waving at somebody on Instagram, but it's not working, so that's okay. I'll be back on Thursday. We will talk about mentoring your mind. So being a mentor to your own mindset, similar to Body Boss, but on the mind level. So getting in charge, getting into the driver's seat, because now, as we said, you go what you feel physically, to what the quality of your thinking, to your feelings. You can see where this is going. Yes. And we're going to become more awake and more alert in August. Let's get conscious. Let's live on purpose. Thank you for joining me. I loved having you. Dane, so sorry I missed you. I hope you catch the replay. It'll be up on all my channels. The easiest place to find the replay is on YouTube. So pop over there. And I'd love to hear what you think, Dane. The next session is on Thursday at 1 p.m. UK time. So, Dane, I think you're in South Africa still. That's 2 p.m. for you. So, yes, thank you so much for being here. And I will see you again on Thursday. Ciao for now.